Hi, so you guys wanted me to do a video on helpful tips for Christmas and coping with Christmas when you have an eating disorder. I'm really sorry I haven't uploaded this any sooner. I've been kind of struggling with quite a lot of stuff, so I haven't got around to doing this video until today, which is Christmas Eve, and so that's probably not very helpful, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it could be helpful. I don't know, Christmas is tomorrow, it could be, so I thought it's better to do one than not do one, although it might not be. I don't know, so yeah, here we go. This is my information pack that my dietitian gave me, Christmas and New Year holiday 2013. Yeah, so I'll just read little bits of it. Okay, so one section which I thought was quite useful is, we certainly do not recommend you overeat and overdrink, as those around you are likely to be doing. Restricting your intake after Christmas would be both unhelpful and potentially sabotage your recovery. Also, saying yes to everything offered to you is not a sign of recovery. You are likely to feel stressed, unsafe, out of control, and run the risk of compensating in an unhealthy way. This will all totally preoccupy you. We advise you to plan ahead of time what you are going to eat and drink, putting your energy into strategies which help support you to stay with your plans. You'll feel safer, and this will give you the time free of food in between meals so that your eating disorder doesn't prevent your enjoyment or participation in Christmas activities. Your plans do not have to be so rigid that you are tripped up by them, as on the day, events or your feelings might not turn out as you expected, but thoughtful forward planning can definitely help to avoid frantic stress. Don't restrict or starve yourself in anticipation of eating more later on. It rarely works and is most likely to leave you feeling stressed. And if you drink alcohol, don't substitute it for food. I think that's quite an important one, because I know that I definitely struggle with doing that, and I'll be like, oh, well, I don't need to have this because I'm drinking later on, and that's not just around Christmas time. I think it's particularly difficult around Christmas time because, I don't know why I'm talking so weirdly, and New Year and stuff like that, because everyone is drinking pretty much. So yeah. Okay, so another interesting bit is, don't be afraid to experiment. Again, challenges are more manageable if they are planned ahead and you incorporate festive foods into your plan rather than seeing them all as extras. So if you would like to include such foods into your plan as exchanges for foods you are presently eating, then there are some ideas of exchanges below. So I thought I'd just read this little bit. Christmas lunch / dinner, which could be helpful to think of it as similar to a Sunday roast meal. So if you're having roast turkey or ham, you'd have 3 to 4 slices, about 100 to 125 grams. For roast potatoes, you'd have 3 medium pieces. Vegetables, as you wish, but don't overload your plate. Yeah, so don't, and preferably serve them onto your plate last, so don't like bulk up your whole plate with vegetables. Like, try and get like an even amount of carbs, protein, vegetables, and then obviously your fats will be in there. Gravy, 2 to 3 tablespoons. Sauces, cranberry or bread sauce. Think of these similarly to sauces frequently used, such as ketchup or tartar sauce. A reasonable portion might be a dessert spoon of each. If there are sausages and bacon on offer, then a small portion of these can be exchanged for a slice of meat. So proper puddings, if you're having like a proper dessert in your meal plan or something, there's also an option for light pudding or a single snack alternative. So proper puddings would be about 2 heaped tablespoons, 80 to 100 grams of Christmas pudding, served with 2 to 3 tablespoons of white sauce or custard, depending on thickness, or 1 tablespoon of double cream or 2 tablespoons of single cream. Another proper pudding is 1 mince pie, but not a mini one, served with any of the above sauces. Or you could have 3 full tablespoons of trifle, 100 to 125 grams of fruit stollen, or 100 grams of panettone, which is similar to the mini panettone sold in Caffè Nero. So what I'm probably going to have this evening, because we do like our main meal on Christmas Eve, I'm probably just gonna, because we have chicken, I'll probably just have some of the chicken, so probably a little bit more than the turkey or ham written here, but I'm not gonna like measure it out. I'm just gonna kind of put what I think is appropriate, so try and go with what my family's having. And then we'll have roast potatoes and parsnips, and I'm quite comfortable with parsnips. Roast potatoes will probably have like 3 medium pieces or 4 small ones like it says here. Gravy, 2 to 3 tablespoons, and then for dessert I'll probably have some panettone cake. Even though I'm not on full proper puddings, it is Christmas and I feel quite comfortable with panettone cake, so I'll probably have like a little bit less than a proper pudding because I'm not on those. But yeah, I'll probably have something like that. I don't know if that helps, knowing that someone else is having those kind of things, but that's just kind of what I'll probably have. So the light puddings and single snack alternatives. 1, 25 grams salted peanuts or cashews. 2, 3 individual chocolates, e.g. Lindor or Guylian, I don't know how to pronounce that, but I've seen the brand, they're really good. 4 roses, celebrations or heroes. 4 segments of a Terry's chocolate orange. 1 fish finger sized piece of Christmas cake. 1 mini cupcake. 1 mini cocktail mince pie served with 1 tablespoon double cream or 2 tablespoons single cream. Sorry, dessert spoons, not tablespoons. 1 small bag of crisps, 1 fruit stollen slice, 1 chocolate roll. So I think those are quite good as light desserts. I think, you know, as snacks and stuff like that, like what I'd probably do as a snack is just have like a small mince pie, because that's like a little bit more than my snack, but it's kind of like around the same boundary. Maybe I'd have it as like a double snack or something. If a meal has not gone according to your plans, or you are beginning to feel anxious, which could have an impact on your next meal, tell somebody how you're feeling. You stand a better chance of getting back on track if you acknowledge how you're feeling and don't isolate yourself. And then it has a link for Beat at the bottom, which deals specifically with eating disorders and aims to support both carers and sufferers. It runs a completely confidential helpline and email service all year round and over Christmas and New Year. And the number for that is 08456 341414. You can also email them help@beat.co.uk, beat with B-eat. And then there's a massive section on Christmas and New Year holiday period 2013, information for family and friends. And this says all the things that may be helpful and the things that may not be helpful. So what I might do actually is scan these onto my Tumblr, and then if you guys want to print them out and show them to your family, I think that could be really useful, and highlight the ones that are specifically relevant to you. So just pick out some examples, things that may be helpful. The top one is, don't be afraid to ask what would be helpful and unhelpful to her or him. Be open. I think that's really important. Just communicating and talking about what is helpful and what's not helpful and that kind of thing. Consider having a food-free room in the house. This strategy can be helpful if someone is feeling very unsafe or scared about food being everywhere, which so often it is at this time of year. Be aware he or she may need support after meals. He or she will benefit from the reassurance that you are aware of his or her struggle. This is a vulnerable time. If they want to spend time on their own, this is okay. The plans are likely to also include how they spend their time at home when they are with family and friends. Okay, this is, I think, really, really, really important. Conversations around food and body shape are both sensitive issues. However, we all talk about food more at this time of year, both in the planning and its enjoyment. That's normal. Feedback from patients suggests that avoiding direct comments about the food on her or his plate is helpful, as is avoiding comments about their weight or appearance. Expect him or her to struggle to an extent with this time at home. He or she probably will. Things that may not be helpful. Locking all your food away. Personally, I find it helpful to lock some of the food away, which is binge food, but like I said, like highlight the bits that are most useful to you. Offering second helpings. Don't encourage any food outside of the plan just because it's Christmas. Saying yes to everything on offer is not a sign of recovery. It will not be helpful to you or your loved one if you feel that like you need to walk on eggshells, so you don't have to watch your every word. If they don't want to join in an activity, try not to be offended. They might need a bit of their own space. And then there's a section on alcohol, which I thought was helpful. Many of us drink more alcohol around this time of year, and often at times we don't normally drink. Again, it's normal. However, we have to accept alcohol does influence food intake. It lowers blood sugar, which creates a higher hunger drive. It lowers our resolve and ultimately can drop our mood as alcohol acts as a depressant in our brain. All of these effects can be difficult to manage during recovery. Many patients will be concerned about the calorie load of alcohol, and if pressurized to drink, will want to restrict their food intake to compensate, and that's obviously detrimental to their recovery and health. And then there's a section here, Christmas and New Year planning, think ahead, and you write what if, and then you like do that. Don't really know what you do with that. I should probably actually do that, seeing as it's Christmas Eve today and I haven't actually thought about any of this shit. But we don't really celebrate Christmas massively in my family, which I'm quite lucky about, I guess. I actually personally really don't like Christmas for various reasons. So yes. Anyway, I hope this video has been somewhat useful. I'm really sorry I was so late, and I'm sorry I looked like a bit of a mess. I'm just wearing one of my brother's t-shirts, and yes. Yeah, I will try and make some more videos after Christmas. If you guys want any more, I don't know, about the Christmas season or New Year, coping with going out on New Year, that kind of thing. If you've anxiety or problems with alcohol, problems with drugs, I don't know, whatever. Just send me requests and I will try and do them. And I'm really sorry it took so long to do this. I will upload it as quickly as possible. Okay. And happy Christmas to everyone and Happy New Year.